So, Joe, we continue on our path here. Texas and Clemson, keys to victory. We'll start off with the Texas Longhorns here. What do you think that the Longhorns have to do to win this game versus Clemson?
They need to rely on their defensive line and the pressure that they're able to consistently generate to win them this football game. They need to impose their will early, and they need to be aggressive. They're one of the best teams in the country. I believe actually the best team in the country in havoc rate, in producing pressures, sacks, tackles for loss. This Clemson O-line got propped up for no reason in the offseason, and it has been underwhelming the entire year. They got their butts kicked against SMU when they were trying to run the football. They couldn't get things going on the ground at all. If you're able to hit home on Cade Klubnik and you're able to get in his face, that's the biggest part about this, because the rest of it's all chalk. Texas is the more talented team. You generate early pressures and you get an early turnover, sack, forced fumble or an interception, it is going to be tough to dig yourself out of it if you're Clemson. So Texas needs to rely on their athletes, on their D-line, and then just go to work on offense the way that we know that they can. If this thing gets close, and as we've seen before, Texas hasn't really finished very well in these close games, then I would be a little worried. But you got to go be aggressive early and create a big lead by going after Klubnik.
Yeah, I mean, and the thing about this for Texas is Clemson 60th in the country in passing defense. They have not been good at stopping the run. So the thing that's plagued Texas the most in these close games and in the games that they lost against Georgia, what could they not do? They could not run the ball. It was 80-some-odd yards against Vandy. It was way, way, way worse than that against Georgia. So you got to get Wiseman going, and I think that you can. Joe, I saw their passing attack be pretty efficient against Georgia. The interceptions don't really bother me in the sense of balls getting, and I said this last night, I'll say it again, balls getting batted up in the air and freakish plays happen. I thought Quinn Ewers played fine enough for them to win that football game. I think that this is built for them at home. It's built for them against a defense that cannot stop the run and is bad in their secondary. And, Joe, quite honestly, their receiving core is best receiving core Clemson's seen all year. And I've seen a litmus test of what a team that's equal to Georgia, what it looks like. Yeah. I saw what happened. I think it can continue here. The second thing to your part about the defense getting after Cade Klubnik. Now, the key to victory for them is that he's got to be Superman, but in reference to Texas, you just got to put an ungodly amount of pressure on him. I don't know if Maffa, to your point last week about his health status, I don't know about all that.
Yeah,
but what
was like a rotator cuff. I mean, that's brutal for a
Joe. You're hitting with your shoulder. You're hitting with your rotator cuff. I mean, it's just not. It's a bad recipe for disaster here. So this is what I'd say to Texas. If you've ever watched the movie Aladdin, be yourself. So you'll know exactly what I'm talking about. Kids in the 90s babies will understand. 90s babies will understand what I'm saying.
We would get a Disney reference on the show.
Well, here we go. Be yourself. You don't need to do anything. Now, the only thing I do want to see Arch Manning get in the football game. I don't think that they can win it without him.
Yeah.
And if you get in a situation where you can put him in, you need to do it.
BetOnline remains your top spot for all of your live betting action and contests. NFL, college football, UFC, NHL are all in full swing. BetOnline is your number one source for wagering news, odds, trends, and predictions with both desktop and mobile access at any time. Head to BetOnline today and use promo code BELIEVE, that's BLEAV, for 50% off your first deposit. That is a 50% welcome bonus. BetOnline, where the game starts.